Welcome to the Rainier Rumble Rallycross Drivers Meeting for 2021. I'm Keto.
And I'm Katie. This virtual drivers meeting has two parts. We have this video where we're going to talk through the things you need to know for this event specifically. And then there's also just a cone basics video that we've linked. That is important for you to watch, especially if you're new, just so you know how to read rallycross cones and you know how to make your way through the course. This event is 2 days. The second day is optional. So be sure in the driver info email I sent you, be sure to take a look at the run groups and be clear on which day your class races. For example, if you race on Saturday, your second day, your fun runs could be on Sunday and vice versa. So just be sure to show up on the right day. Because it is a 2-day event, when you come into the event, you'll sign a waiver and you'll pay $10 and you'll get a wristband. Keep that wristband for the whole weekend. If you're coming back the second day, you only have to pay once. Sort of on that note, a question I got a lot at the last event is also you only have to pass tech inspection once. So if you're doing 2 days, you only have to do one tech. The one thing that will be different from day to day is your work assignment. So even if you've passed tech, come on the second day and just do a quick check-in. We'll give you your work assignment. So the paddock area is a little bit separate from the course. So in the driver info email that I sent, there is a map. Be sure to take a look at that map because it tells you where to camp, where to park, where grid will be, and then the course is a little bit separate. There may not, there may not be anyone there to direct you if you come a little bit late on Friday or Saturday night. So just want to be sure that you know where to go and where to park. If you look at that map or when you get there, you'll see we are around some houses. And the people know that we're coming, they're okay with the race, but it's just still really important that we're mindful of the houses around the venue just so we get to come back. And so be sure to park where the map says to park just so that we're not making anybody angry. So yeah, let's see, I think that's everything. So once you are parked, when you get to the event, you want to get ready for tech inspection on race day. That means getting everything out of your car and getting it race ready. Will you talk through the tech inspection checkpoints?
Sure. When you arrive at tech, first thing, we want you to have your car empty. So all the stuff that you showed up with, find paddock area, unload your car, bring it in race trim. So you need to have wheels and tires on that you're going to race with. The car needs to be empty, the driver's side floor mat needs to be out, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Also show up with the numbers and stickers on the car. Also helmets. Just as a reminder, this is the last year that the SA and M2005 will be allowed. Next year, minimum will be 2010, 2010. So if you have a 2005 helmet, get to helmet shopping. There's a lot of great helmets out there. So then once we have that checked out, we're going to do a quick mechanical on your car. We're going to shake your wheels, make sure that, you know, the wheel bearings, ball joints aren't flopping around underneath there. We're going to check for throttle return, make sure the battery is secure. We'll make sure that you have a brake pedal, your seat belts, you know, all that sort of stuff, you know, everything closes, latches, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah.
Once you're through tech inspection, you'll come check in. What that means is you need to bring your driver's license. We will verify that you're a valid driver. We'll make sure your numbers and your class match what's in the system so that you're racing with the right group. And then we'll give you your work assignment for the day. At that point, you'll want to park your car and take some time to walk the course. Walking the course is required. So it is a safety issue. We want to be sure you take time and see the course before the race so that you know where to go and you know what to expect. So give yourself time to at least walk it once, but we definitely recommend walking it more than once. Then the day is broken into 2 sections. You will have a race section and a work section. So let's say you race in the morning after you're done course walking and it's scheduled time to be in the grid. You'll get your car, you'll line up in grid, you'll be told where to park. You will do a parade lap. So 1 lap of the course at slow speed, and then you'll do race laps. We will then break for lunch, and then you'll have a work assignment. So most people's work assignment is out on course. You'll be out there shagging cones, putting them back where they belong, reporting penalties, that sort of thing. For your work assignment, every corner will have a captain. Captain will have a radio. So they will be the person that you signal to. You'll say 1 cone penalty, and they will radio that penalty into timing, and we'll keep track of it. Your time throughout the day is a accumulation of all of your laps. There are no dropped runs, and any cone penalties accrued. If you come up to the timing tent, we have a sign that has instructions on how you can connect to our local Wi-Fi and be able to see the scores throughout the day, both for you and for other people. Did I miss anything?
No,
Kind of felt like a lot.
That's it.
All right, what happens when you get to the start line?
So when you get to the start line, you need to be mentally ready to go because you're about to race. That's a good start. But we need you to have your helmet on with the chin strap attached. Need to have a seatbelt attached, window rolled up. You're allowed 1 inch of a window gap at the top and nothing more than that. If you have a passenger in the passenger seat in the front, which is the only place they're allowed, no one's allowed to ride in the back, their window also must be up. They have to have their helmet on, same thing, seatbelt, so on, window, no more than that. They cannot be holding a phone or a camera. If you want to record anything, make sure you have it on a solid mount, like a GoPro on a harness bar or something along those lines.
If your passenger does have a phone and they're recording or something like that, and someone sees it on course, we will red flag you. It will be your fault. You will get a DNF for that run. It is your responsibility as a driver to make sure that your passengers know the rules.
That's right.
And they don't get you in trouble.
You are pilot in command. You are in charge inside of your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and once you get out on course, a couple things real quick. If you're out on course and you see that a cone is down, you have 2 options. You can just ignore the cone altogether because it won't be counted against you. You can stop, point at the cone, make sure that a course worker sees that, and then continue on the course at speed because you have somebody coming behind you. If you do stop and point at the cone, we will give you a rerun. If you decide to just ignore the cone and just fly through the course, then that will be your run. Please don't come up to us later and say, oh, well, there was a cone that was down. If you didn't stop, we're going to tell you tough luck, that's your time, because that's the rule. So red flags. First of all, course workers, I want you to have a red flag. The captain needs to have it in your hand. But if you're driving and you see somebody waving a red flag out there, that means come to a stop as quickly as you can in a safe manner. You don't need to go skidding off the course. Just come to a stop, wait for a course worker to give you directions. They'll either tell you something like head directly back to start, do the shortcut, or drive the rest of the course at parade speed, whatever it is, follow their direction, keep going. Just be mindful there's a red flag. Sometimes we will send you at parade speed slowly, and then somebody will be there to direct you around the stalled car, or whatever the reason it is that we have a red flag. So just be mindful of that. You do get a 10-minute timeout. You can use it for mechanical, you can use it for a debead, you can use it because you're having 10 minutes of mental issues. You can, take a moment and gather your thoughts, whatever. You just have to let us know that you're taking your 10 minutes. You can't just wander off and just expect everyone to take it. So you have to tell either the people at the timing table, or you need to find the grid grid captain, sorry, who will then keep track of your time. Your 10 minutes starts when you are supposed to be at the line. So if you fix whatever it is that you need to do, and you come back and it's before your time to run, we do not start the clock. Also, once the clock is started, you're allotted up to 10 minutes. I should be clear about this. So if you take 3 minutes, you don't get 7 minutes somewhere else. Your 3 minutes are the total of what you get. DB'd, just real quick, that's another reason for red flag. If you get a DB, we will red flag you. We don't want you flipping your car, running over the finish with just a rim. So we're gonna, probably send you around the finish or off the course somewhere. You get 10 minutes to fix it, return to the course, and then you get a rerun. That is a one-time deal. So make sure when you go put a new tire on or air your tire back up, that you put a little more tire pressure in there or something so it doesn't happen again. Because the second time we will red flag you as well. For every DV, we will red flag you. But the second one will be a DNF and there will be no rerun.
So the first DV that you get red flagged, you get 10 minutes. That's kind of a freebie.
Yeah.
The second one is not a freebie. You
Yeah.
get a DNF and that's your run. So
yeah, and
just
then
be
we
mindful.
charge you $200. No, I'm just kidding. We don't charge you money,
It's not
but
real.
it is. But no freebie as far
Yeah.
as race.
Yeah. All right. So we've talked about what happens when you're driving. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what happens when you're course working. So like I said, half your day will be spent out on the course. Couple requirements. One, you must be wearing an orange vest at all times, so you're visible. We don't want you to get run over.
And it must be an orange vest. The yellow vests are for the media, and that's
Good point.
also so that you guys can pay attention to who they are.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, we'll just talk about that. Sometimes you might see a media person near the course. They have had a safety talk. They should be doing all the safety things we've discussed. If you see something concerning, just talk to them. Just ask them, hey, I'm going to need you to step back this amount or whatever. Sometimes they might not know what's going on or whatever. It's important to keep them, yourselves, and the drivers safe.
That is correct. And in the media talk that I give them, one of the things I do tell them is that they have to listen to you. So if you want them to go out there and do jumping jacks, you just say, hey, no, I'm just kidding.
There's no jumping jacks.
There's no jumping jacks.
All right. So,
but they are instructed to listen to you guys for safety stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're course working, you must be on your feet at all times. Don't take your chair out there, please. Actually, you can take your chair out there because we may have a red flag or something. And if you have a condition that you might need to sit down, that's fine. But when we're racing, no sitting, you must be on your feet. Your eyes must be on the course and on the cars at all times. So don't be turned around talking to someone or looking somewhere else. You essentially want to follow the cars as they go by your section. You need to know where your corner starts and ends and where the next corner starts and ends. So you'll want to work with the corner next to you and say, okay, we're going to get the cones up until this point. It's your responsibility to know your cones, where they are, where they started, so that when they get hit, you put them back where they started. It's really important because things like a gate getting wider or a slalom getting spaced out more can become a safety issue, because if it's there to slow cars down and we widen it up, it no longer serves its purpose, and that can be a risk to drivers. So your job is important. I said this earlier, but each corner will have a captain. Captains, I would like you to make sure all your folks are spread out. They know what they're responsible for. They have a way to make sure that their cones are going back where they belong. You'll have the radio, so keep your eye as you watch the cars go by, keep your eyes out for any signals that there were penalties. You'll radio those penalties into us. The way you radio those in is you say COM 1, car 1, 2, 3, 1 COM, and we will confirm it back to you. If you don't hear us confirm back, wait a second and just ask again. Just, hey, timing, did you get that? COM 1, car 1, 2, 3, 1 COM. If you hear someone else radioing in a penalty, don't talk over them, because that will cancel out both of you. And also wait until you hear their confirmation before you radio in yours, because then what could happen is timing may end up talking over you by accident. So.
And one more thing, as you're watching the cars pass your corner that you're monitoring, don't be filming them with, your phone or your camera. As that happens, you're out there to be watching the cars and maintaining the course, not filming the cars. That's what the people in the yellow vests are for.
Yep. Yeah, no phones when you're on course. Just like I said, eyes need to be up, and so your phone should be away. If for some reason we stop, take a break for any reason, you can absolutely pull out your phone then, but it just needs to go back away.
Yeah,
so.
While course is hot, please have the phones away.
Yep, absolutely. So captains, you will have a red flag. You'll be sent out onto course with a bucket that has a red flag, a radio, and a fire extinguisher. Have all of that very close to you, but the red flag must be in your hand. Have it all curled up so that it's not waving around. The reason is, if we call a red flag, we don't want you to have to run back to your bucket, get the flag, then run back to course. It's too much time. The car's gone. It's an unsafe situation.
Yep. And just make sure to just take a quick look at the fire extinguisher, make sure that it's in the green. It'd be really horrible to find out that somehow the pin got knocked out or something transferred out to the course, and when you need it, it's like poof. Yes. Nothing.
Yes, that's true. So what will happen if there is a red flag? If it's not at your station, you will hear full course red flag, red flag, red flag. That just means get out in front of the cars, don't get run over by them, wave your red flag so they can see it. They'll come to a safe stop. Then listen for directions. Don't clog up the airwaves with questions or anything like that. Just sit tight. We'll tell you what to do with your car when it's time. Let's say you only need a partial course red flag. If somebody early in the course stalls, we don't need to stop everyone else. We want them to finish their runs. So we might say comms 1, 2, and 3 red flag. So be sure you're listening, have your radio in your hands, so you can hear it. So comms 1, 2, 3 red flag, they'll red flag their people, 4, 5, 6 can finish. If something is happening at your corner and you call in the red flag, what we need is a short, concise radio call. Comm 3, I have a car stalled at comm 3. Just make a red flag. Sorry, I forgot the red flag. I'm like comm 3, red flag, car stalled. Short and sweet, because then we will decide what to do with the rest of the course. If you radio in and tell us a long story, it's too much time. And so just be really quick and short about it. If you just say comm 3 red flag, we will red flag the whole course, but then we'll radio back to you and be like, well, what's going on? So it's better if you can just make it quick and concise and tell us everything that's happening. Last thing, go ahead.
One thing with the red flag is I know it can be frustrating, but I would prefer if you hear a red flag and you don't happen to hear the comms or you're not sure, it's better to put a red flag out there accidentally than not put a red flag out there when it's needed. So, I understand the radios break up. I understand that there's, some breakdowns in communication, but let's err on the side of safety. And when we're waving those red flags, I don't want you running out onto the track. Just get yourself into a position where they can see you and just, wave the flag vigorously so you catch their attention.
Yeah, so this course is nice. It is relatively open. You'll have pretty good line of sight. So that does help with sort of course management when you're out there, but still we want you to be listening at all times.
Yes.
The reasons as a captain you would call a red flag for your corner is if somebody stops and they can't get going again, if somebody goes so far off course that you're not sure where they're going to go and they're no longer following the course.
A mechanical breakdown, a debead.
Yeah. Essentially what we're concerned about is if the next car coming is going to catch them. So for example, if a car stops on course, but they get it going again, no need to red flag as long as the other car hasn't caught them. We leave a pretty good gap between cars, but that's why I said the line of sight bit. Like you can kind of look around and see what's happening.
And you can also say, excuse me, you can call in and say, comm 3, car stalled, looks like they're going to get it going. And then, we'll probably hold start just to make sure we don't send another car out on course. And then, you can use your judgment if it looks like they're actually going to get going or not. Then you can call back immediately and let us know what's going on.
Yep.
And so you can give them a moment to sort of clear out. Sometimes people get stuck in the fluff on the outside or they spin it. And then of course they forget to put the clutch in when they're going backwards. So it stalls. So they have to crank it, so it happens, and if we can get them going, great. If not, and it's not a safe condition, then we'll shut it down. And we have no problem with that.
Yep. All right. Housekeeping things. COVID protocols. Please wear a mask at the event when you're around other people. When you're outside and you're by yourself, you're of course working and there's no one nearby, take your mask off. It's totally fine, but just be respectful and thoughtful. Wear your mask when you're close to other people. Spectators are allowed and encouraged. This is a great venue for spectating. So they will also pay the $10 fee, park in the same place you guys park. But definitely bring your friends, family, have them come out and watch. Dogs are allowed at this venue, but they must be on a leash. You cannot take them out to your work assignment with you. So just and they can't be in the car with you while you race. So just have a plan for somebody to hang out with them while you're doing all the things you came to do.
And also understand one quick thing with COVID, if the state, county, or municipality that we're in has any changes last minute, we have no choice. We have to follow them. We will let you know on the spot, but it's not us trying to trick you.
Yep.
It's just because, something got put on us. And, since it's so fluid, I just want everyone to be aware of what's going on.
Yep. So. Did I say this? Camping is permitted. I did say this earlier. There's houses around the venue. Be really considerate. Do not be loud. Do not be driving on the property, on the course. No course walking at night. Just
Yes.
be really respectful.
Course is closed
Mhm.
from when we set it until the next morning when we're there and we open it.
Mhm.
So please be aware, do not go out on course and walk the course.
Yep.
So.
And sort of a funny thing with our fire permit in Enumclaw is that they do not allow any kind of grilling or barbecuing or fires under your Easy Up. So if you are camping and you want to cook breakfast or dinner, you got to do it out from under your Easy Up. So just know that.
Yep.
It's generally good advice, but even like little camp stoves, they want them outside. And I think that's everything. Leave the area cleaner than you left it. Let's be great neighbors. If you have any questions or you need anything, you can always reply back to the driver info email I sent, or you can email us info@nwrallyassociation.com.
Just remember, Friday we do setup. We're going to be pretty busy. Not the best time in the world to be dropping, 20 questions on us.
Mhm.
So if you have any questions, any concerns, anything you want to reach out to us about, please, no later than Thursday would be great. We will try, but often what happens is we're done setting up, we come back home, and then, 10 o'clock at night, we're answering your emails, if we get to them. So just, try and get it to us a little earlier.
That does remind me one more thing. You can camp Friday night. So we will be there. We'll set up course. You can come Friday night and camp before the event. You cannot camp after the event. I don't think. I think this venue, we have to be out.
We have to clear out Sunday night.
Yep. So no camping Sunday night.
Yeah.
All right. I promise that's everything. Thank you. This is the last regular season event of 2021. Thanks for a great season. Thanks for being a part of the event. See you all this weekend.
That's right.